Hi guys, this is our sixth and final part of the deadlift series. I'm going to teach you how to do a conventional barbell deadlift. There are lots of different variations of deadlifts. This is one specific one. It's the exact same movement that we did in the previous video, the kettlebell deadlift, but the barbell complicates things just a little bit. My knees are going to get in the way of the barbell, and so I'm going to have to factor that in how I move my body. I'm first of all going to demonstrate, and then I'm going to explain. So, as you can see, just like the kettlebell went up and down in a straight line. The barbell wants to do the same thing. Barbells like straight lines. One of the major mistakes I see with the deadlift is getting set up too much like a squat and then bringing the barbell around the knees, and the same on the way back down, and the barbell having to go around the knees. We don't want to be doing that. We want the barbell to go up in a straight line, and we want to be putting our knees back with the right timing in order at the same time that we're doing this hip hinge, so that we can get the barbell going up in a straight line. This is why I like to really drill this in for a number of weeks, usually with a kettlebell, and build confidence building up to heavier and heavier kettlebells before even touching a barbell, because this is really way too complicated for a lot of people to get, where they're trying to get to grips with all the other things going, not bending their spine while they're extending their hips. Getting their knees out of the way of the barbell is just too much to handle as well, on top of all of that. With that in mind, let's go through a few of the setup points. So before I had my feet, I had a kettlebell in between my feet, so my feet were kind of shoulder width apart. And now I don't have that kettlebell in between my feet, and I'm going to have a slightly narrower stance. So I'm going to be kind of hip width apart with my knees. That's not going to be comfortable for everyone. Some people will want a wider stance. That's okay. But in general, this is a pretty good stance. I'm going to set myself up with, don't do that, with the barbell going through my theoretical laces. I'm going to send my bum back in the same way that I did with the kettlebell with the good morning. My knees are going to creep a teeny bit forward. I'm going to grab hold of the barbell either side of my knees, and I'm going to roll the barbell back towards my shins. Notice my bum's below my shoulders, and I've set up my triangle the same way that I did with the kettlebell. From here, I'm going to stand the barbell up, and I want that barbell to stay in the exact same position over my midfoot and really close to my center of gravity. To do that, I'm going to shave the shins. When I get to the knees, I'm going to hinge my hips forward to the barbell. I'm not going to bring the barbell back towards my hips. Okay, so I'm going to push through the floor, pull my knees back a bit, hinge my hips forward to the bar, and then take my hips away from the bar to reconnect at the knees, and then back down. And then I can just keep going through that movement. The bar's going up and down in a nice straight line. My back's still straight. Cool. A few mistakes I see, like I said before, pulling the barbell around the knees, taking the barbell too far away from your shins, and so breaking that triangle out like this. Getting down into a squat. I'm going to make a separate video about the differences between the squat and the deadlift. I really recommend watching that if you're at all confused. Another mistake is having the knees, the hands too close towards the knees, and then my knees kind of fall forwards the same way they do with the squat. I really want to make sure I've got enough room for my knees and I can pull up without kind of pushing my knees in physically with my hands. For some of you, getting onto barbells might not even be logistically possible. You may not have barbells at your disposal. That's okay. There's a lot you can do with kettlebells and other equipment. But if you can get onto barbells, once you're onto this safely and you've progressed up through the movements, you're going to be able to add weight progressively. Make sure that you're using bumper plates that are high enough. Otherwise, you're going to be way too low down. You're not going to be able to do the movement. People with really limited hamstring mobility, we're going to need to raise this up a little bit, or keep working on mobility before we get to a deadlift. Hope that was helpful, and check out my other series that explain some of the other basic movements.